everyone, I'm Colleen Ballinger, and I had a baby a month ago. That's crazy! This video is a 1-month update on my cute little boy. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I've always thought it was really cool that I kind of have a video diary of the last decade of my life. I have every Christmas, every holiday, every special event, the good, the bad, and the ugly, all documented and on the internet. So I can look back in time and see all the cool stuff I've been able to do in my life. I wish that I had that for when I was a young child. Now, obviously I have a lot of home videos. Everyone has home videos. But Flynn will do something and I'll ask my mom, oh, did I do that when I was a baby? Did Rachel do that when she was a baby? I want to know if Eric did this stuff when he was a baby. So today I want to document everything that little Flynn has been through in the last month so that later I can look back on this and remember how cute and tiny and perfect he is. And also so that Flynn can look back on it when he gets older and see what he was like as a baby and see what his parents were going through during the first month of his life. So hi Flynn in the future. I don't know if you're watching this when you're 5 years old or 10 years old or 20 or 30 or maybe you never watch this. Maybe the internet doesn't exist in the future. Maybe YouTube doesn't exist in the future. I have no idea. But hello, I love you. You're perfect. Thanks for making my life way better than I could ever imagine. The thought of him watching a YouTube video of me is so weird and also really embarrassing. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that this is the world that you were born into, Flynn. I love you. I hope I haven't embarrassed you too much so far. So if you're not into babies and their development and newborns or what it's like to be a new mom or any of that, this will not interest you at all and you can just click on to something else. But if that does interest you, I'm about to talk about all the fun things I've learned about Flynn and about being a new mom in this video in the first month of his life. Okay, let's get started. So Flynn was born on December 10th, 2018, and he was 7 pounds, 12 ounces, 29 inches, 19 inches? I don't know inches. Flynn, if you're watching this in the future, I'm really sorry. I'm really dumb, so hopefully you didn't get my brains. I think he was 19 3/4 inches, I think. So I think he was like almost 20 inches. I'm pretty positive. Now Flynn is 1 month old. It is January 10th, 2019. Flynn is 9 pounds, 12 ounces, so he's gained 2 pounds since he was born. He is perfect and I'm obsessed with him and I cannot imagine my life without him. So let's get into some of the things about Flynn. I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget things. Now you might think that since he's just a new baby, all he does is poop and cry and sleep. And if you think that, you're correct. That's pretty much most of what his life consists of, but there's a few other fun things too. So obviously all Flynn really does right now is sleep, eat, poop, and cry. The first couple weeks, Flynn never cried. Like he just like every once in a while would fuss, but he never cried. He just slept and cuddled and ate, and that was it. I think that's pretty common with newborn babies, but especially with babies who are born early, which my baby was born 3 weeks early, so that's pretty common for a brand new baby. But then he learned how to cry. Flynn is a very good crier. He cries a lot. He doesn't cry more than a normal baby, I don't think. He just cries when he's hungry, when he's poopy, when he's tired, when he's just grumpy, when he's gassy. I mean, same, so I feel you, Flynn. We have a list of things that we go through whenever Flynn is really fussy. We try rocking him, obviously, whether it is in the rocking chair or just walking around the house. He loves music, so we sing a lot to him. We try swaddling him up. He loves being in a really, really tight swaddle. We have 2 different baby swings, so we tried those. Obviously, we try feeding him. Usually that's what he wants. And my favorite thing, we roll out his farts. This is my favorite thing to do in the whole world. So you take his little legs and you squish him up to his chest and it pushes out his farts, and it's literally my favorite thing in the world to do. This morning, he was fussy and he wouldn't eat, but I knew he was hungry. Babies' tummies are really tiny, so if they're gassy and they have gas in their tummy, they feel like there's no room for food, so they won't eat. So I was rolling his little legs and he farted literally like 30 times, and I was living my best life, like cackling at his farts. It woke Eric up, like his farts. He's like, is that you or Flynn? I was like, it's Flynn! So that's kind of the list of things we go through whenever he's fussy, and it's usually one of those things. Sometimes he's just crying because he's a baby, and babies, they just cry. So things that Flynn likes. Flynn loves white noise. He sleeps really well if there's white noise happening, so we've learned to sleep really well with white noise. And we put it at high volume. I'm gonna show you what we hear every night. Literally, this is how loud it is. That's how Flynn likes to sleep, with it this loud. Flynn loves music, which makes me so happy. He loves music. If he's fussy, we can usually get him to stop crying by playing the ukulele and singing to him, or playing the piano, or putting on music, classical music. He loves classical music. It really does calm him down, especially if we sing, he stops crying. There have been so many times where he's fussy and I'm holding him and nothing has worked. He will not stop, and I just start singing and he will instantly just fall asleep and cuddle into me. And it is the best thing in the whole whole world. It's the best feeling ever. I remember being like 16 years old and babysitting a little kid, and this kid wouldn't stop crying, and I remember holding the baby and rocking the baby, and I sang to the baby, and the baby fell asleep on my chest. And I remember being 16 and sobbing, being like, this is the best feeling in the world. I cannot wait to be a mom. And now I am doing that, and it blows my mind. I can't tell you how many times I've just sobbed, like singing and holding him and rocking him, because I can't believe I have a baby and I just love him so much. And I'm very impressed with myself right now that I just got through talking about that without crying, so way to go. I've already filmed this video and I cried the whole time, so I decided to refilm it. Like, that's how much I was crying the last time I tried to film this. That just made me so sad, the thought that one day he's not gonna do that anymore. Okay. Oh God, I really need sleep. So, very proud of myself for not crying right now. Flynn loves to escape a swaddle. So Flynn loves having his hands by his face. He loves touching his face. He loves poking out his eyeballs. He loves poking in his ears. He's just always this all the time. So when you swaddle a baby, you wrap them really tight, because that's how they were in the womb, and it comforts them to be swaddled really tight. Well, no matter how tightly we swaddle this kid, we always joke about how like a little hand will just creep up out of the swaddle and be like, he's a good little escape artist. He loves black and white contrasting things. Wait, contrasting? Contrasting. It's contrast, but it's contrasting. Now it just sounds weird. What is it? Is it contrasting or contrasting? Oh my God, I don't know what it is. Wait, am I thinking of contraction? Contrasting, contrasting, contrast. Oh my God, I'm a mom now. Welcome to motherhood, where you can't speak English, apparently. Well, I don't know. Tell me in the comments how stupid I am and what the correct way to say that is. Anyway, he likes colors that contrast, specifically black and white. So we have lots of black and white books, and we have lots of black and white playthings that he just stares at. I mean, he's mesmerized by black and white things. And the other thing that he loves is baths. In fact, last night he was screaming bloody murder, and we put him in the bath and he was like, I'm chill. It actually calmed him down and relaxed him. Things he hates. Flynn hates having his diaper changed. He hates having his clothes changed. Basically, if you disrupt anything that is on his body, like, you're gonna get the loudest screams you've ever heard. Every time we change his diaper, which is about 3,000 times a day, because that kid poops more than any living being in the universe, he hates it. But the second you get his clothes on, he's done. Like, literally immediately shuts up. Like, he will be screaming bloody murder, and the second we zip up his outfit, he's like, okay, I'm cool. He hates tummy time. So babies have to do this thing called tummy time, where they lay on their tummy and they try to lift up their heads. It's to strengthen their neck muscles. He's very strong. He's really good at it. He lifts his head all the time, and he can pretty much stabilize his head at this point, but he hates it. He cries the entire time. He fusses the whole time. When baby is crying, mommy is not happy. So daddy is in charge of tummy time, and I usually need to leave the room. So one thing that I would say is advanced about my child, he rolled over. Babies are not supposed to roll over until they're like 4 months old or something like that, and he literally rolled over. He was on tummy time, and he hates tummy time so much that he was like, bitch, I am done, and he rolled himself onto his back, which I thought was really impressive and really advanced, but I'm his mom, so. Something unique about Flynn that I don't think is common with most babies is the way he talks. So he is a very talkative baby, but he's not talking like cute coo sounds. If he is awake, and even sometimes when he's asleep, he grunts like a pig. Like, straight up, my kid is always like, we love it. We're always laughing at him because it's so weird, but he's just constantly like snorting and grunting, like it sounds like he's forever frustrated. He's not, he's just trying to talk, but like he constantly sounds extremely frustrated. He smiles a lot, and it's the cutest thing in the world. They say that right now his smiles don't mean anything. It's just his face like figuring out how to be a face. He's chuckled a couple of times in his sleep, but he's not at the point where he can laugh yet. One thing I'm really fortunate about is he's a really good burper. I'm not kidding. I'll feed him and then I'll lift him up, and the second I lift him up, he burps. Like, I barely have to pat his back or anything. I feel very fortunate because some babies aren't good burpers, and he's a very good burper. He's an okay sleeper, knock on wood. I know a lot of babies who can sleep through the night. Our baby does not do that, and there's no way he's gonna do that anytime soon. The longest he's ever slept is 4 hours, and that was a stretch. Typically, he sleeps for 2, 3, if we're lucky, hours. I think sleep is just gone for me. That's fine. Luckily, my incredible mother has been helping me out so much. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world because I have my mom, I have Corey, I have my amazing husband, I have, you know, my sister comes over all the time, my dad. So there's tons of people here helping us, so we feel really, really fortunate. My mom has been a saint. There have been a lot of nights where she'll feed him in the middle of the night with a bottle because I am a pumping queen. These boobies are full. Ew, I hate myself. Ew, I just remembered how I said that like my son might watch this in the future, and I just said my boobies are full and rubbed them. I'm so sorry, Flynn. Some of my favorite memories with Flynn have been singing to him, which I already talked about, but also how he sleeps. The best way he sleeps is on my chest like a little froggy, and I mean, he will instantly fall asleep just listening to my heartbeat or listening to me sing in that position, and he's comfortable like that forever. And it makes me so happy. Oh, he's just precious. I love that he does that, and I hope he never stops. Well, I mean, I hope when he's older he stops, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll be sad when that stops. Our house is covered in glitter, so one time Eric was changing him and found glitter in his butt. I don't know how that happened, but it made us laugh, so thanks, Flynn, for that laughter. He has peed into his mouth on numerous occasions. So baby boys just will pee. They'll wait till the diaper's off to pee. And you can try to shield it with a diaper, with a rag. We have pee-pee teepees that you put on. You try everything to get this pee to not go on you. It still does. There have been many times where he's crying while we're changing him because he doesn't like being changed, and he'll start to pee and the pee will go straight up and into his crying mouth. One of my other favorite moments with Flynn is just when he's finished feeding. So I breastfeed him. He only breastfeeds or has a bottle at night that is my breast milk. And when he's done breastfeeding, it's the cutest thing in the whole world because he'll pull away to be like, I'm done, and he arches his back to do a stretch, but he puts his hands under his chin like this and he does a kissy face. He does this every single time he's done breastfeeding. He'll go, except it'll be way cuter than that because he's a baby and I'm a mom that's embarrassing and not cute. So imagine a cute baby doing that, not me. But just, it's so cute. He's just like, and he lifts his eyebrows up. He's like, I don't know why he does that, but it's my favorite thing. So that's one of my favorite memories with him is getting to experience that multiple times a day because it's just the cutest thing ever. So those are all the things I can think of to tell you about the first month of Flynn's life. He's a really good baby. He's super, super sweet and cuddly. He loves to be held by anyone and everyone. We haven't run into any problems. He's perfectly healthy. He's growing really well. He's eating really well. Now, as far as being a new parent, Eric and I are doing great. I feel like since Flynn came, Eric and I are even closer than we ever have been in our whole lives, and we laugh constantly. Like literally today, Flynn pooped so much that Eric's like, Colleen, coming up to see this, and we just laughed at how much he pooped. Like I'll be feeding him and I'll be like, Eric, come here, look at his face, and he'll make a silly face and we'll just laugh. So it just brought a lot of joy to our lives, and we're tired and exhausted and stressed all the time, but we're both really, really happy, and Eric's the best dad in the whole world. He never complains. In the middle of the night, we'll wake up while I'm feeding the baby and be like, do you need me to change him? Do you need me to take him? Do you need me to burp him? Like, he does everything he can to be helpful. He'll bring me food while I'm nursing him, bring me water. He's like just amazing, running errands. He goes to every doctor's appointment with us. Like, he's just been such a wonderful partner and a wonderful dad. I feel just like the luckiest girl in the world. The only issue I have with Flynn is that he's too cute. I can't get anything done because I just stare at him. Like, I will have so much work to do or so many things to do, errands to run, emails to answer, I just, you name it, anything, eating lunch. Like, I will skip anything and everything just to look at him and cuddle him. If you're watching this in the future, Flynn, that's my only complaint with you, is that you're too perfect. So maybe work on that, because if you weren't so perfect, I could focus on other things. But right now, all I can focus on is you, because you're so freaking cute and perfect and adorable, and I just want to snuggle you all the time. In fact, I've been sitting here filming this video way too long and I miss him, so I'm gonna go cuddle him and kiss him. I also need to go pump milk out of my boobs, so I'm gonna go do that. But I have a lot of fun videos coming up for you. I might be slow getting videos up because I'm staring at my son. But in the meantime, make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment below, and follow me on my social medias. I'm always stalking you guys on Twitter and on Instagram, so make sure to follow me on there. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!